my name is Haley Phillips, and I chose to do my executive summary change of business plan on Tanger Outlet Center. More specifically, I wanted to focus on the Locust Grove location because I have been employed as a part-time customer service representative there since 2015. I wanted to start by giving a little bit of background information on Tanger. Tanger was founded in 1981 by Stephen B. Tanger, and over the years they have acquired and built 44 locations within 22 states, as well as in the United States and Canada. Tanger's headquarters is actually in Greensboro, North Carolina, with some regional offices in Miami, Florida. Throughout the company, since their 2017 annual report, Tanger stated that they had 287 full-time employees and 353 part-time employees throughout the company. As an employee of Tanger Outlet Center, there are a few problems that I noticed that the Locust Grove Center specifically faces. Some of these problems are job satisfaction, high turnover rates, lack of diversity, and issues amongst their training staff. The lack of job satisfaction really comes from the customer service representative position, and this is because they are the face of the company. The position itself isn't a dissatisfying position. It's the fact that the hours are limited, and this is because within the last 5 years, Tanger Outlet Center as a whole decided to cut away and eliminate the full-time CSR position. Limited working hours are forcing the current customer service representatives to find either a full-time job or a part-time job to help keep up with their daily life expenses and just the cost of living overall. And you have employees who have different schedules and are not constantly there. This causes issues with certain tasks being finished and a lack of communication amongst the team. I have witnessed this firsthand from employee feedback as well as being a current employee who works there. Sometimes when people are gone for a few days, you don't know the tasks that they started on or did not finish before they left, and they go unfinished for a week or two until they get back, and you never knew they weren't finished and someone else could have been working on it. But there's that lack of communication there, and you're unaware of what needs to be done. Not only is there a lack of diversity within the company, this kind of focuses on the lack of people being bilingual, especially at the Locust Grove Center. I feel like this is a huge setback because Tanger Outlet's Locust Grove is in the middle of the state where a lot of traffic volume happens. People are coming in and out from Florida. They're stopping because it's a shopping center. Overall, they get a high volume of traffic, and there are other cultures who come in. There may be Spanish, they may be Hindu, whatever their culture is. When they come into the shopper services to see customer services representatives and get their coupons or anything, sometimes there's a language barrier, and it would be really helpful if Tanger incorporated people in their hiring process, like a screening process that would allow them to select for bilingual candidates more than they do now. Training goes, there really is a lack of training amongst the employees. They get trained, however, it's not by one specific person. They kind of get thrown into it once they get hired on. They go from person to person to person, and they never learn anything that's standard. They go based on what works best for another employee, and this eventually causes issues because then they're not understanding how Tanger's policies are actually put into effect and what the proper procedures and protocols are for certain situations and how to handle them. Like I said, training should be done by one person. I don't think this would cause a burnout because this would help reduce the amount of having to retrain employees over and over again on the same concept. And it would help eliminate any confusion amongst the staff as well. Tanger Outlet should offer at least two full-time positions per center, depending on their demand for it and their traffic flow, because this would help offset the cost of having managers come in when people call out, no calls, no shows, different things like that. Managers have to come in and pick up the pace for it because other people who have gone over their hours for the week can't continue to go over their hours without corporate approval. And sometimes it takes a little while to get corporate approval because if it's a weekend, corporate's not there. Offering at least two full-time positions, they should keep the part-time position because this would allow for college students and retired individuals who continue to work to have that flexible scheduling to help meet their needs. Stated, I think that hiring at least two full-time positions per center would be beneficial, even though it would kind of increase the cost a little bit. But I feel like that would be offset by not having to pay managers extra for overtime to fill up the shifts or even constantly hire new employees, and it would reduce the overall turnover rate. When it comes to hiring the full-time employees, I think that would kind of help correlate to the ERG theory because this would give the employees their to help meet their need for existence. They would feel valued by the company, a valuable asset to the company, contribute more, and they would also grow with the company and be willing to grow and continue to grow with the company to help expand their knowledge within the company overall. Comes to hiring some bilingual staff, there are some benefits that can definitely be seen by this. These benefits can include a better understanding of the customer's needs and help service them better. Create a more satisfied workforce, higher stock prices within the company, and Tanger does have stock. Also increase a high creativity when it comes to their decision makings as a company. There's more valuable input that can be given from people who are bilingual. They have different outlook and they can communicate with people to help understand their needs, which can be given as feedback to management as well. Outlets is a great company to work for. However, there are some things that Tanger needs to do to develop a set of best practices that can successfully capitalize on their opportunities for growth.